If you want to manifest an extremely specific desire in your life in terms of a person, relationship, opportunity, let me tell you the secret that nobody else will share with you. Most people try to visualize their desires every single day because they believe my thoughts create my reality, so I'm going to think about it as often as possible. But the truth is, the conscious mind becomes more aware of that desire's absence than its presence, and that's why it has a backfiring effect. But when you can understand that the moment you enter a state of nothingness in your meditations, because that's when your attention is not on a familiar past or a predictable future, you're out of programming, which means you're out of influence from anything that has already happened or anything that you perceive should happen, and you're in a state of nothingness. You're pure awareness in that moment. From a state of being pure awareness, you can create anything that you want, and that's when one single thought about your desired reality will result in you getting into that vibrational frequency. But most people tend to visualize when they feel anxious. Most people try to visualize when they feel like, I want to fast track this. But if you're doing it from that state of being, then every thought that you think about the desires that you want to manifest, it feels like effort. And the more you want something from a place of effort, the farther it gets away from you, because the universe has balanced forces, and it's going to make sure that every thought that you think and action that you take is going to restore balance. So the more you want something, the farther it gets away from you. But the moment you realize that I want to get into the state of being where I have no influence of what I've already experienced or what I can experience, and then think about what I want to manifest, and then get familiar on what that emotion feels like, because your specifications and your visualizations is not for you to exactly get what you thought about. It's so that you can use those specifications to raise your vibrations as much as possible. And that high vibrational state is something that you have to understand what it feels like, and then embody that state of being in everything that you do on a day-to-day level. But most people feel like a lot in my reality is going to change when I get what I want, and that's why the brain flags that desire as unsafe, because the brain's primal instinct is safety. So the moment you make a big deal about that desire, the only reason why it gets away from you is because your brain is trying to protect you from change, because it assumes a lot is going to change. But the truth is, not a lot in your reality is going to change. The only thing that's going to change is how you feel on a vibrational level, on a day-to-day level, with the little things that you do in your life. And if you can get familiar with that emotion and your visualization after getting into a state of nothingness by first meditating, that's exactly when you will be able to embody that emotion in everything that you do, and without giving any attention to thoughts from the past or visions of the future. And that's when you're in the state of being where that reality can find you. But first, it will come in small bits and pieces. And if you're not aware or present enough to spot those things, then you will not be able to create enough energetic momentum for the big desire to find you. Now, the reason why I say big desire, it's not because there are any big or small desires. It's because you perceive that that desire is big because of the level of importance that you've given to it. But for a millionaire to manifest 1 crore rupees, it's not a big deal because they don't think of it to be a big deal. And you can manifest 1 crore just as easy as any millionaire if you can get rid of the programming that you've experienced from your past of believing that 1 crore is a lot of money. And that state you can only reach is when you're in a state of nothingness in your meditation, complete darkness, your pure awareness then. And awareness cannot be affected by any limitations from the past, because you have overcome that programming by getting yourself in the present. If you can do this and then visualize what you want, and then understand what that feeling feels like, and then embody and create that feeling through multiple different experiences, it doesn't matter what the experience is. What matters is you remain in that vibrational state, so that that can inevitably become your emotional baseline. Your emotional baseline, in simple words, it's a approximate, it's an average of how you feel throughout the day. Most people will visualize in the morning, and then throughout the afternoon and evening at night, they will think about when my desire is going to come, and they will look for proof of that desire. But I'm telling you, look for proof of that same vibration in the things that you do on a day-to-day level, even though it has nothing to do with that desire, because that desire can only find you when you reach that energetic state of consistency of believing that I don't need that desire because I'm already in that energetic state. Because the only reason why you actually want that desire is because you believe you will feel better in the having of that. So the moment your brain realizes that I no longer need that thing to feel a certain way about myself, I can already create that feeling on my own, that's when the desire will find you. And that is what we call detachment. So if you can implement this in your visualizations and just do this for 7 days, you will start to see so much proof about your manifestations that you will never ever question whether the visualizations are working for you or not. That's it for this video.